That's a great question. Sometimes I don't get to the point where it cashes out.
We saw some 14s on regionals, but actually you have to be in a spot that is perfect. And remember, this is an egg that is the opposite from the ones, if you play TFT in the past, normally you had to win to get the egg to close on it or to open before. And now with losing streak, it's even better. So that's the way you should manage to do it.
The secret from TOC is everyone just picks the 9. Because the thing about
It is better.
the 13 cash outs is that those cash outs actually require you to re-roll your artifacts or actually wait a couple more rounds for components to build into other spatulas. So it's not just lose streaking for an additional 2 rounds, it's also you need to find more components. And we're going to be starting off on Summertimer's board here. Was lucky to get a 4th place. Mathematically, really important to get top 5 in game 1. That means you have a shot to close out the entire tournament in just 4 games.
Oh, great implications then, yeah. Our 4 players from the last game, top 5 from the last game, all in a position now that if they find a high roll this game, could maybe find themselves in a position for an early victory. We've seen it with Lilua back in set 6, and we've seen it, of course, set 9 with Tidal. So it could happen again.
Yeah. Robin here, thinking about the Mundo, decides to get it, so he got some front line here, but actually not a great angle right now, getting the Echo also. And we know him, he's trying to play tempo from the start, so let's see what item he gets, and if he gets some type of placement right now to go, gets a Jin, also with an Exxon angle, and we're starting with Silver.
Nice and easy. Nothing too crazy. Normally nothing too transformative, but here it is. As I mentioned it, we could see a hero augment, cease and desist. I believe actually, was it Robin? I think we did see someone playing cease and desist this weekend. Okay, no, it's not going to be him today at least.
Wow, Spoils of War with a single upgrade. That's a pretty ballsy move there.
He should have some items to slam. We will see later, but yeah, probably just trying to ramp up. Kambuli once again with the Cogmog 2 and a good frontline flex. Just trying to make sure he has a good position here.
Oh, he's shaking. He knows he got a good hit. You usually want a single frontline at the very least. He's got 2.
2 frontline, 2 backline for Kambuli. Gives him a good position to be able to play delayed start into seemingly whatever he kind of hits naturally. Hoope talked about Robin Songs earlier, one of the players who, if you look at their accolades alone, you would think that this was perhaps the best player in the world, 2-time regional champion from the Americas, 3rd time here on the global stage, but despite that has never really been given his flowers in terms of valuation. I think a lot of people consider Robin as an imperfect player, susceptible to silly mistakes, but we've seen his line selection is very strong. He's very good at playing the games in which he's comfortable.
Oh, and yeah, I think like Robin Songs, mechanically there's probably sharper, faster players, and that's why he doesn't get his due. But honestly, for TFT, it's an every person esports. There's a possibility to get that one. What we just saw from there, very important for the lobby, is Klikornin actually sold his entire board.
Yeah.
So if there are Cypher players out there, beware.
I don't know how many people will try Cypher again.
I would expect, I think on day 3 in particular, especially in the later games, not only does it give you the possibility of getting points, I think most importantly, if you're not in check, it denies the win from someone else in the lobby. So yeah, maybe right now though, just playing for points when it's presented, but I would expect for sure to see it later on. Summertimer playing AFK takes a loss there. The players looking to play from ahead right now looks to be Robin Song, so we saw with Spoils, Xiao Zhu, and then Zen Bai. Our 3 players remaining with 100 HP as Weijin and Klikornin and Kambuli are all sitting on a 2 loss.
Robin Songs actually does cash out quite a bit with Spoils of War. I saw he only had 1 upgrade, but scouting across the lobby, there's 4 players that are essentially playing lose streak augments. Very common on Silver, so that was a good move by Robin to kind of get some additional gold, and we already saw a lot of gold being dropped there.
It's nice when the rolls go that way, for sure.
Weijin's one of those lost streak players you called out, Clement. Playing AFK alongside Kambuli, I think was the other one that we'd seen. No, it was Summertimer was the other one that we'd seen. But actually going to get a win here up against Klikornin, who is playing Kingslayer. Typically, this Kingslayer augment's picked up as a Cypher angle. We could see the Draven being held on the side of Klikornin. So he's going to be open forwarding through stage 2, guaranteeing that he has HP below the rest of the field. And then in stage 3, use the additional gold you get from Kingslayer when you defeat someone who has higher HP than you to slingshot himself back into the game.
This is really rough for Iverson because this Wajan Iverson because this means that he's going to get no additional streak gold. Losing on 2-3, typically the roughest scenario.
And Click Corner getting the Galio, very important for him. And now open space to find the buy, find the LeBlanc, and just try to play for that full Cypher line.
Now we're going to get a look at everyone's boards right here. On the top of the lobby, it's going to be Zunbai going with some of those Dynamo units already with the Infinity Edge built, you know, physical damage Elise, slowly transition around it.
Makes she makes her crit, right?
Yeah,
there's that, yeah.
It's actually pretty common.
Yeah, it's not even that bad. Especially Dynamo being one of those kind of split damage compositions. You got the Misfortune, the Elise in there. So yeah, there's some stuff you can do.
Same by here, going for the AP line.
Hit him with the old school, the dual gauntlet Infinity Edge. Haven't seen that one in a minute.
Pretty good in the old days. Right now, not enough scaling, obviously.
Yeah.
Just doing it for tempo and having some options here. Xiao Yu on the other side, Rage Blade plus also Infinity Edge. Just having a good chance here to pop off. In the late game, some options open. We know it could be going into the Vanguard Marksman, it could be the Exotech. And now good chance. Finds also the Draven.
Yeah. So not only is it 3 Cypher, the 3 Cypher that he does have are the 3 that are, or the 2 of the 3 that are the harder ones to get. As soon as he finds the LeBlanc, we'll get a very early 4 Cypher in.
Looking across the spots right here, I do think Licornin is in such a strong position. He's solo on the Cypher, has Kingslayer to give him massive amounts, 6 gold every time he wins and completes his cash out right here. So Licornin in a very good position. And I don't see anyone trying to lose streak against him. We're gonna have to check if people are starting to sell their boards in anticipation to break the Cypher.
Summertimer is the only person on a 3 loss that could perhaps benefit from that, but I believe we did see earlier he was holding an Elise. It's really hard to sell those 3 costs if they give you direction.
Yeah.
Zenbai and Xiaoju, though, the 2 players, 100 streaking, both representatives from CN, looking to put themselves in a good position going into stage 3. They do dodge each other, though. Zenbai is going to be able to find Cambuli. Should have enough to be able to take this level 4 board out, but there's some ramping damage from Cambuli.
A little access to the backline, Poppy's down, and still so much damage coming up from the Elise. And it's not enough, Koma falls down, so he decides he managed to maintain the win streak. And Soros, Xiaoyu, so both CN representative win streak for now, and will keep punishing the lobby.
A lot of pressure for the players in the middle right here as the full loss streak, full win streakers go through. They're like ships passing in the night. And, you know, that just means econ-wise, they're going to be in a pretty large advantage.
Summertimer, some chances here, getting also the Ox, just to have a chance, slamming the Morelos, and holding interesting units here. Already 59 gold, he's just trying to go for any angle right now, so we'll see what he finds and what he sees comfort zone right here. Doesn't find much connection, but probably just trying to maintain that Dynamo line as a possibility. Or maybe Ox, we know he's the Ox expert, so there could be an angle here.
Blue buff
It looks like
through that.
Dynamo now.
Yeah.
Yeah, blue buff coming through for the Elise. Zenbai and Xiaoju, 2 win streakers, dodged each other last round. Gonna have another chance to fight each other. Question is, are they both going to go 6? Xiaoju's already done it. It's gonna cost Zenbai a lot, though, to go level 6 here.
I don't know if I would. Like, you already got the... obviously, you would like to maintain the win streak, but I think you also know that where you're going might be quite expensive, so I think you have to hold the gold.
Yeah, looks like holding the line.
Doesn't really have much to add to his board at the moment, so he's just going to go in level 5 and runs into what looks like very much like a Vexo player on the other side. Red-blue buff with the Striker's Flare already completed on the other end. That Morgana should be ripping through Zunbai's board, and he's going to lose his streak.
Takes the loss, and Xiaoyu maintains the win streak. So he's the player to see, at least for now, maintaining good tempo, and also with the items that we normally see is doing that. Same gameplay as Robinson showed us in first game. For now, Xiaoyu is taking the win and taking the possibility of ramping up and punishing the rest of the lobby and ensure his HP is pretty high.
Branching out. Okay. Makes sense they maybe don't do it, but... Ooh.
The best silver for me is always Dumbify. I love watching it. Sell your entire board, go somewhere new.
Oh, that's so risky, though.
Oh, double econ for him. Cypher with econ's actually very good because the trait itself is powerful enough. If you hit your 3 stars, you're good.
Ooh, Cornin's rolling quite deep here.
Yeah, this is interesting. He does have the Kingslayer that gives him 6 gold every time he wins, and he's at the bottom of the lobby.
Yeah, maybe hoping he just is powerful enough to actually get those wins.
But
But he hasn't cashed out yet.
Yeah, he's going to go for a small cash out instead.
It's a little tricky. I mean, if you can win this fight up against Robin Songs, whose front line, his whole board is actually not upgraded. Feels like a weird spot for Robin, though. Playing Spoils of War into no upgrades on his board. Finds a Cho'Gath, which is nice, of course, but just don't know if there's going to be enough damage to rip through this Galio, too.
Has the Pandora just to make sure he has perfect items for exactly what he's going to. But yeah, as you mentioned, no upgrades, so not looking amazing. The Cho'Gath early, trying to hold up, but should be a win here for Click Corner. And now he gets 100. So now with this win, as you said, Clement, maybe just a soft casual, but make sure to start ramping up from now on and maybe pressuring a little more.
Let's see. Is he going to take? He's thinking about it.
There it is. So playing full tempo from now on.
Okay, finally finds the LeBlanc 2. Was holding on to that TF as long as he could. But now at this point, you find the LeBlanc 2, you get a strategist in there, you've got 4 Cypher, you get your stats, and hopefully from here you can slingshot yourself back in. But sitting at just 16 HP means if Klikornin takes a couple of losses in stage 3, I think this game gets very hard to play.
I want to mention he does have 61 HP, so...
Sorry, 16 gold. 16 gold. Sorry, thank you.
I was like, whoa, he's going down really fast.
You flip the digits.
And the units.
Yeah.
We've seen Xiaoyu with very similar items to Robin, so probably they will be contested. Let's see if some of the two have a possibility also to go for the EXO line. Same for Weishan, slamming the Kraken, so we have at least 3 players going for the default AD line.
Yeah, and I wonder how they can pivot off. Usually it's going to come down to the EXO items to see if they can find a potential out with the Zeri. We'll see if there is one of them right here. No, none of the big forecasts. There is an MF that AQ1H is most likely trying to aim for.
Or a
Some of
Pan.
them are going to deny that. Those are the 2 Dynamo players.
Robin's going to take the Pan. You
Yep.
can make a marksman emblem from that. Right?
Yeah, Robin Song's most likely going to go for the Exotech line, as we're seeing right here. He could wait for the he does have the Reforger already, so already with the extra Exo.
Pandora's, right? Yeah, so with Pandora's on there, should be able to hard force Exo +1 and has a Cho'Gath on his board. One of the best holders of the Exo +1. Fits
Even
so
better.
well into your board. Klikornin, of course, being the other big hit there, finding the Zed on the carousel is going to be able to spike his board very hard, and he needs to be able to keep that win streak alive. Winning the last round was huge for him. I don't think he's out of the woods, though.
Wow, very comfortable hit for AQ1H. He gets the Chalice while playing Dynamo. You don't get to pick your support item there. He gets definitely a lucky roll. And he was 5 win streaking without his support item?
Ooh.
Okay, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, the 2 win streakers up against one another. AQ1H, Xiaoju. Xiaoju outlasted Zenbai when he was on the streak. He's going to be able to do it again.
Bai still holding up and he's on the weak side, so Bai will keep his trail alive for a long time. And now it's access to backline and should be enough here.
Oh, it's close,
The
though.
Kindred to clean in the end, Morgana.
Wow.
No. Xiaoyu taking the win, and he's the only one who will maintain the win streak and keep pressuring the lobby.
He just keeps getting away with it. All these other win streakers walk up to him, and he shuts them down.
9 win streak with the Vanguard Marksman board. Is there another one that can challenge him out here? Weishan Iverson, this is my most interesting board to see because we have him sandwiched between the Exo and the Marksman board without tempo. How is he going to get out of that situation?
Also, no good components. Having the Krakens, but doesn't have a bow, doesn't have a rod, so dependent fully on what neutrals will give him in the next round. And now we're seeing Shenbai going up against Cypher. So Klikornin just trying to make sure he gets a good, remember, he's just playing tempo from now on and then trying to go for the reroll. So far, only items on the LeBlanc, both holding up for the Draven. Draven 1 steal, no access to the backline for the Draven, but Shenbai is losing quickly. His frontline Galio holding up and should be a win here for Klikornin. Good win, maintaining, and Shenbai once again with the lose streak.
We got to
And,
highlight,
yeah.
Klikornin has to be very happy with the matchmaking of Stage 3. He dodged both Zhaozhu and AQ1H in the back half of the stage, the two players that were extremely strong. Even then, playing Zenbai, as Zenbai's on this natural 4-loss streak, didn't feel any pressure to upgrade his board. So Klikornin was able to secure the 4-win streak back up to 50 gold.
Yeah, unbelievable.
That allows him also to not think about level 6. He's very far away, so he's just going to level 7, making sure he gets additional traits in and going for everything. Going for the Galio 3, Draven 3, and has the time to do it because of this matchmaking that you mentioned, preserving so much HP. But of course, now on stage 1, all the players that are playing the AD line will get so huge, especially on 4-2.
And here's your egg choice.
13.
Come on. Ooh.
I don't know about that. I imagine that everyone's taking 9. Maybe someone's got something spicy
Oh,
up their
come
sleeve.
on. Take the 13 egg.
No one's really low enough to feel pressure to take 4 either, so I'm pretty sure everyone's just taking 9 here, right?
Yeah, it's going to be 9 all
No
the
way. Come
Xiaozhu,
on.
Decides to roll here a little. Finds one Aphelios, one Leona only, but good enough at least to have a structure in the board.
It's potentially 3-way contested, so getting that early hit, really important.
Pressing the advantage too, right? 10 win streak going into 4-1. Does level and does a slight roll until he finds that Aphelios. So really telling us that he wants to maintain this streak. Doesn't want to give up the pressure quite yet.
We do have Summertimer and AQ1H, also Zenbai, all playing Dynamo at the moment. That's going to be
More cast.
Ooh, good win.
Yeah, pretty good. Also, 6
Wow.
Elise there for summertime, so being very close. And we're finishing right here with Prismatic.
So fun.
Refractor, always good in any comp.
Bulky buddies, though, as well.
Yeah. Okay, decides to go for Bell Overflow, just maintaining the win streak. He needs defense just to make sure that both the Kraken and the Rage Blade have time to ramp up.
There are a lot of belts here. That is 3 belt overflows, if I'm seeing that correctly, from Weijin Zhaozhu and Zenbai. All investing very heavily into their front line here.
There's 4, actually.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it's Tactician's belt, no?
What?
Oh.
Get a belt in? No? Okay, never mind.
Oh, nice.
Klikornin rolling for value here just to make sure he gets some additional units, holding into the Elise, trying to grief a little and reduce the tempo of the rest of the players. Summertimer, the one who's playing that line. And now we're seeing up against Xiaoyu, who finds only the Aphelios for now, has the pair, hasn't found still Asaya.
The 2 win streakers finally face each other here, but with no 3 stars on Klikornin's side, it might be a little bit difficult to chew through that front line, to chew through those belts going on. The Zed does find the Aphelios finally on the second cast. Could be huge if he stays alive.
Gunblade is doing so much work for the Aphelios, keeping him alive. And the Braum hasn't died yet, but yeah, one more cast from the Draven. Going to seal the deal for Klikornin. Maintains his streak, and Zhaozhu's going to take his first loss.
Robin, as we mentioned, decides to go for the EXO line. Only finds one Seri, one Sejuani, but has the 7 EXO, at least 26. He got a great first place in the first game, and now in a difficult position. Everyone is pretty strong. He has the components right now, but he needs the upgrades.
It's hard because we also have Kambuli that went down that Exotech line and already has a Zeri 2, plus Coronation is going to give him that extra slot on his board to hit that 7 Exotech even faster.
Yeah, so we do have the final results of our physical item pile-up right here. There's going to be 2 Exotech players, and Weijin Iverson is going to land onto the Vanguard Marksman line alongside with Xiaozhu. So they kind of split their differences. They found their own positions here, but a lot is going to ride on how they roll down here. And unfortunately for Robin Songs, there's not enough damage on his board being built yet.
Wow, really tragic fight for Robin Songs there. The Zeri gets targeted early by the LeBlanc, and then instantly a Zed jumps on the Zeri. She tries to get out of the way just in time to jump into another attack there and just die. So
There is a Zeri on the carousel though, so it looks like Robin Songs might be able to go grab that.
He has to. He's only 1 off. That Zeri 2 would stabilize him. But if he doesn't find it, he's on 13 HP. One fight could kill him.
Shenbai trying to go for the Misfortune or the Aurora. He's getting away from both. So players with good recognition of the possibility of the rest of the lobby. Until corner just getting an additional belt just in case the rest wasn't enough.
More belts.
He's just so close.
Okay, freeing some space here with the Draven, very important. And trying to find especially the Galio. We're very close to getting it. And of course, there it is. The egg also important, is giving an additional space. So very important to hit early and now try to find the Draven.
Still doesn't find it. He's had to sell his Cho'Gath, his Gragas pairs just to hit that. If he loses by 5 units, he's out.
Oh, and on the other part, full damage from Wage and Iverson. Having the Aphelios, didn't find the Rage Blade at the end, so doesn't have scaling, but the Sage is just too huge. Full crit and doing so much damage right here. Should be enough. Wage still holding up with the Seti, but doesn't look like it's enough damage. Leona is just too strong, and there will be a huge hit possible that he goes out in this round, and there it is. Robin, after a first place, gets an 8th.
You see the reaction out of him there. I mean, I think he just cannot believe it. Nothing upgraded on his board. No Gragas to, no Jhin to, no Zeri to, no Sejuani to. Robin just had nothing left in the tank. Unfortunate 8th, but went for his first game, so he's got some points to spare.
Yeah, he definitely got completely destroyed by the Cambuli pivot into the Exotech line. It was looking like Cambuli might be going for the marksman, but found all of the upgrades a little bit sooner right there, and he ends up losing by 7 units.
Summertime with Dynamo finds the Misfortune 2, so pretty good. And also Dynamo line here for HQ1H, so both of them with a Misfortune 2-star and being creative here in the front line for HQ1H, taking a Jarvan and just doing tempo here, having good possibilities. Only 1 damage, only the damage in the Misfortune, maybe not enough. And now Xiaoyu proposing here, being strong, not having the Saya 2, but a good Aphelios with perfect items. Access to the backline, Misfortune takes them down.
On the last couple of bullets of that Misfortune, just enough to take out the Xayah and the Aphelios. The Aurora with a red buff, doing enough chip damage on that backline too to seal the deal. Really, really important fight for AQ1H.
I was wondering how he was the highest HP among 3 of the Dynamo players, and I have to say AQ1H has some illegal hits on his augments. Gets the Radiant Stone Plate in the front while he's solo tanking, and the Chalice. Pretty much hand-picked.
We've seen some frustration here also from Cambuli, normally with good mental, having fun, and now feeling the pressure. You need to, for the game to help you also. You know the statement, you know the passing, but you're against the best. So the game has to recognize good possibilities. You're looking for that good energy on your favor. For now, winning the EXO battle, but low in HP.
Is this going to be, is the egg going to hatch here? Yeah, we are going to see what's coming through. Imagine it's going to have to be components for everybody.
Yeah, no gold.
Big thing that really needs, yeah, okay, it's going to be a Mordekaiser upgrade. Being able to fit the Garen on your board is pretty big. If you're able to play Exotech and get some of those emblems or the mods on the Garen, it's a nice way to cap out your board, but no, starts to sell things. Man, Cambuli's board feels like it's starting to fall apart a little bit, actually. Does he have another +1 that he has to add? It might be a spatula, actually, that came through.
Has the Radiant hand on Justice right now on the Garen, so this Garen is pretty huge, has the pair, so the possibility is for the high roll. He needs the Garen 2 here on level 8, no gold, so that could be an angle. So far, only 30 HP, that means only maybe 2 rounds to have that out.
Weijin and Xiaoju have very similar boards, both of them playing Vanguard marks, both of them with additional belts to boost up their front line. I'll be paying close attention to tell them apart. I'm very impressed with how Weijin landed up. I think for me, this was the board that looked in the roughest position, sandwiched from multiple sides, win streak broken. I'm happy to see me able to bounce back into a 4-win streak.
The delayed cash out here from Xiaoyu, he was winning, so he needed another round here. Transforming there the Shojin, the Radiant Shojin, getting something additional. Let's see what is in the end.
What is this reforge?
Again, Last Whisper being reforged, and find the Sterax right here for the Brown.
That's a decent hit. You get a lot of AD, a lot of shielding on that one. He just needed some more frontline.
Okay.
This is the thing I don't like that much about playing the egg encounter. A lot of times when it's Radiant, it's going to be who reforges a little bit better.
Kambuli takes off the headphones
Yeah, he already knows
in
this fight is over.
frustration, and this will be a 7s for him.
Yeah, that fight really could not have gone any worse. The front line just curls around the other side on EQ1. H is bored. The Garen walks directly in front of the Misfortune, who has that Radiant Deathblade. And the Kabuko walks straight into Cambuli's backline, ulting on the Zeri. So Cambuli, an unfortunate 7th, 2 bot 4s in a row.
The Exotech really just not working today so far.
We're seeing now Click Corner. He's good. He made a good second place in the first game, and now looking good against with the Cypher. Finds everything. Draven 3-star, the LeBlanc, the Galio, and still very healthy. Level 7, trying to go for that level 8, and also with a possibility of Jarvan 3-star just to get a little more frontline.
Radiant Quicksilver is a huge hit here. Getting the additional attack speed is essentially like having rapid fire on your board, even without the additional unit. Being able to keep that Draven alive and attacking all fight long. You can see it there. Takes out the Misfortune with a single ult. Klikornin's going to be able to win this fight. Granted, yeah, no, there's no way. This is definitely going to be a win for Klikornin.
Yeah, I think he wins this matchup every single time. Just having to position for Chalice is not very good for your health when Draven and Zed exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the other hand, AQ1H had the double Deathblade with the Deathblade Radiant, so a lot of stacks. Even though it accessed the backline, Draven 3 just hold up the ult, and it wasn't enough. Hack, Carousel right here, double, complete items, and good possibilities here. Shenbai going for the Giant Slayer plus scaling there with the Archangels.
Nobody running at any of the 5 costs. Was curious to see if anyone had a pair sitting on their bench. One is just going to go through entirely, and then last pick for the other.
I think this game is Klikornin's to lose. I just don't see any of these boards that can cap higher than his. As long as he plays defense, it should be his. Beautiful streaking in stage 2 and stage 3.
Yeah.
Summertimer is doing amazing right now, though, with a 4-win streak. Also has great items onto the Misfortune, and the fact that you were able to get the Elise 3-starred, I think that does give you a pretty good shot, at least. I think it doesn't make the matchup free for Klikornin at the very least.
Yeah, he will have to go to level 9, trying to conserve gold here and having that out that you mentioned, Necra, but he needs to hold right now. For now, strong, and for winning, he will need that possibility on level 9, find the Aurora too, and get something good to lash out in the end.
That Misfortune just took out the entire backline of AQ1H with a single ult.
It exploded.
Yeah.
My goodness.
That's exactly what you were saying, Clement, though, right? We're relying on getting the power of the Chalice on the other side, and so we have to clump our backline. It just spells disaster against the Misfortune.
And it's Shenbai now, who's low, very, very low, so last chance for him just to get a good ramp up. He was the one who slammed IE plus the Jewel Gondola in the beginning, having those possibilities, and there's a split screen. So just trying to go also for that Dynamo line. Very contested, and for now, good results for all the Dynamo.
Zumbai definitely looks like the weaker one without the MF2, the only one without that major upgrade. We'll see who we can take down in the lobby. So far, I haven't really found a person he could do it easily against. It's going to come down to MF positioning and if he can get some of these backlines, but he runs into the strongest player here.
And very unfortunate that the Draven is going to be right across the way from that Elise, and the Misfortune is already dead.
There it is, the ult, and Elise falls down by the Draven. Should be a loss here for Shenbai. He knows. He's nodding. And now with some additional chance, he will take a 7th probably.
Whoa.
Now we'll check the rest of the board. Right now, Choga trying to hold the other side.
The other side is Xiaoju up against Summertimer, and Summertimer's board was able to take out the entirety of the backline, but there's a Garen on the side of Xiaoju that made it into Summertimer's backline. You can see him, he's behind the Cho'Gath right now, ulting on him over and over again. And I just don't know, oh man, Xiaoju barely not able to actually have enough damage to take out the Cho'Gath with double Warmogs and the Radiant Gargoyles. That was a crazy fight.
The biggest Cho'Gath I've ever seen.
That's belt overflow Cho'Gath for you with a Radiant item. So this is what happens in a lot of these egg lobbies. If you get the perfect match with your Radiant items, it can just feel like you're so far ahead. And this is why Summertimer's been able to stabilize. He actually outrolled Zumbai, who I believed was ahead of him in terms of the Elise stacks, but then just was able to power through with his Cho. Really nice pickup and the infinite growth.
It's a little rough here. I mean, Senpai, Kambuli, two players that are going to take back-to-back fourths. Xiaoju also on that same sort of trajectory with that 6-loss streak. Maybe you can try to turn things around, but I think you're pretty capped if you're Xiaoju. Not sure how much else you can get outside of a Garen 2.
AQ1H finding a couple of upgrades here. The Kabuko 2, the Elise 2 with 3 items, so it's a meaningful damage increase. Up to this point in time, though, AQ1H has been free-falling alongside Xiaoju. 3 loss streak on the left, 6 on the right. Going to be a bit of matchmaking. See, are they going to play each other? They're going to find one of the stronger players in the lobby.
Oh, and making the switch at the end, just managed to avoid the misfortune. So good opportunity there. And now we're seeing Xiaoju being on the other side. Misfortune should ult to the left, but there's a, especially if she, she turns down the other, so she turns to the other side. The back of Wei Shan is clear for now, but access to the backline from the Elite.
MF ult.
It's not enough. Aphelios turns to the front line and turns down Summertime, who will probably take a fifth here. We'll have to check Xiaoji and HQ1H. HQ1H also falls, and he's the one on 5th place.
Yeah, that was just such a great positioning when Hupe-san pointed that out beautifully. You know, I don't think it was intentional necessarily, but the left side being the target of the misfortune really helped out with that.
Part of it was having this Garen wrap all the way around from the side of Xiaoju, putting an extra frontliner on the right-hand side of the board and away from your main carries of the Aphelios and the Xayah. Worked out beautifully, and this Garen's been putting in a lot of work for Xiaoju.
Still some very strong boards left in this lobby, and it's going to be Wei Jin Iverson across the way. Certainly both within the territory of getting knocked out, so who will be the best Vanguard marksman board? Both of them are starting to target down the bigger tanks on the front line.
Garen could be the difference, still holding up in the front line. Aphelios ramping up, both Aphelios, no access to the backline still. Garen against their Jara, Garen's fall.
Oh.
But they're still hitting the tanks.
The Aphelios is on the other Aphelios
Oh,
there. You can see
Aphelios hits the rest. And Xiaoju falls. Wei Shan Iverson taking the win and ensuring at least a 3rd place.
very interestingly played game by Wei Jin Iverson. You could still, you see he's sitting on the Leona 1, meaning that he took the upgraded frontliners of things like the Braum and the Jarvan, got 1 Leona, instead of trying to upgrade that, wanted to go to 9, play for a higher cap. That said, he is stuck on just an Urgot 1 and a Leona 1, although I think he had it in his shop, right? He should be able to buy it now. The question is, do you sell the Urgots? Is there anything you can do to buy them both? Oh, it's an Urgot in his shop as well, actually. But just 13 HP means I don't know if he can afford another loss here.
Yeah, 3 items also on that Leona, very
Oh, this
important.
is tough.
Thinking about it. He's holding. He decides to hold. And goes up against Click Corner, who's so strong. But at least the Draven is in the opposite side. Let's see how the intelligence work here. And if the Draven is able to snap the right. Summertimer.
Summertimer, I think, is playing a Ghost board.
Yeah.
So we really need to keep our eyes on that Wei Jin Iverson fight.
Moving over here, we can see, oh, the Jarvan 3's in the back line. Wei Jin Iverson, Aphelios is under fire.
There's
just
the ult. Oh.
so many damage threats on the side of Clicorn, and it's not just the Cypher 3s, it's also the Jarvan 3. It's really hard to both break through the front line, but also just out DPS it. So Wei Jin Iverson bouncing back from an 8th in game 1, going 3rd, and I honestly, it feels like a pretty honest, hard day's work for a 3rd. I think you take that.
Yes.
Also winning the Marksman Mandarin Mirror.
Yep.
So 4th and 3rd place, doing amazing, and now obviously popping off and having an opportunity to rebound on the results of the last game.
AQ1H, Clicornin, and Summertimer, though, will be leading the charge after these games, with both Summertimer and Clicornin getting back-to-back top 4s.
The question is who has 12 points already. That means that can reach checkmate by game 3 and then take it home all the way on game 4. We're going to be looking at the scoreboard afterwards.
Clicornin is already mathematically guaranteed to have 12 points.
I believe they both are, right? Summertimer being 5 points from last game means top 2
Yes.
puts you at 12. They're both within Check's reach in game 3 if they can find a strong placement.
Okay,
Interesting
Elise,
here.
yeah, Elise a little to the bound, just trying to snipe there the LeBlanc and the Draven. Let's see if it works out here for Summertimer. Still focusing the backline. There's the Elise, not enough damage to the back, and Misfortune with the huge ult gets the Draven, but not the LeBlanc, and now it's a win. Click Corner after a 2nd place, with a great position here to take a first. So Summertime is the one who has to make the switch, finds the Urgot tour now.
If this were just a front-to-back DPS check, I think it would actually go in the favor of Summertimer. But you have to consider a lot of the positioning tools that Cornin has. He has the Zed who can get into the back line, potentially get onto that Misfortune early. Also, the Draven and the LeBlanc have ways of targeting the back line and foregoing the Cho'Gath, which is truthfully the crux of this entire build for Summertimer.
Yeah, I like the bring up of the Elise to make sure that she doesn't get targeted by Zed early on. Let's see what Summertimer does this time. Actually swaps around the Elise to a different position, trying to focus fire with Misfortune, but does put her in harm's way as Zed is going onto her right now. Draven also unfortunately targets the largest amount of units he could hit. Gets the Elise down early. Can Misfortune save this?
It's not enough. Flick corner, taking it once again with the reroll. Cypher, great win for him. And now popping off, he should be, for now, the leader on the standings.
Absolutely. I mean, second place in the first game, first now in the second. Looking very good for him. Love seeing the celebration behind him as well. As you